That is not humane, and that is not consistent with how we should pursue justice.
Should voters have known that, though, that you had that concern prior to?
I mean, all voters know now.
Let me tell you, the 96-year-old World War II vet who lives in this mobile home is quite a character. He's survived battles, he has survived past hurricanes, but he is concerned about Irma, particularly because not only is he in a mobile home, but there's a large tree right above it. Just behind his home is power lines, both of those causing potential concerns with this storm.
Here's my tap dancing shoes.
And you're how old again?
I'm 96.
Get out of here.
Alan Long isn't afraid of much. He shared with me the medals that prove it.
That picture was taken me in Heidelberg, Germany in 1945 on Thanksgiving Day with this uniform.
He's lived in Florida since 1957, so he's been through a hurricane or two.
Water coming up your driveway a foot a minute. It was 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm out trying to dodge around light poles that's down in the road.
He lost that home in the storm, but made it out safely with his wife and son.
Irma's kind of scaring you.
Well, kind of, yes. I'm really scared of it, but I've talked to a lot of people here in the park and they're staying. So.
And he'd like to stay too, if only to keep watch on his home and all of the memories inside.
I'm real proud of this.
You should be.
Help me put that on, please.
But the reality that he may have to grab what he can and leave is now setting in.
It's a lot to leave, huh?
Oh, my dear, yes, you can understand why I'd be worried. There's no way I can pack all this stuff up and take it.
Long told me he'll make that decision whether or not to leave later tonight. Tavares High School up the street is a shelter that is designated for people in this area. I also just spoke with his niece, who told me by the phone she's been calling him, trying to convince him to come safely to her. Reporting in Tavares tonight, Janine Reyes, back to you. And their emotion, I gotta tell you, was undeniable. You could hear it as the jurors read their verdict, and you could feel it speaking to that victim and his wife, who filled us in on how their lives changed over this past year and a half. She says tonight she's just thankful her husband is still alive.
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of attempted first-degree murder.
Words Glenn Ferguson and his family have waited a year and 8 months to hear. Brought out cries of relief. On New Year's Day 2016, his decision to fill a shift for Frederick Torres, who was fired the day before, would forever change his life. Torres came to work anyway and chased Ferguson through Universal's Islands of Adventure, stabbing him in the head with scissors. Recovery has been a long journey. Nightmares are part of life.
Hell. Pure hell.
Defense attorneys never denied that Torres stabbed his former co-worker in the head. They didn't call a single witness, but they did try to convince the jury that the decision to attack was not premeditated. They asked jurors for an attempted manslaughter verdict, suggesting Torres was not in his normal state of mind.
He was still in the heat of the emotion of the moment.
Prosecutors fired back with video evidence showing a 7-minute standoff before the stabbing.
By saying, I'm going to kill your number one artist, that's a decision to kill.
Ferguson struggled on the stand, making it through with the help of his service dog, Gracie. Testifying in front of the man who attacked him gave him panic attacks.
Scared all over again.
And Joanne Ferguson had to leave her job to care for her husband, Glenn, full-time. As you saw, he'll just never be the same. We did speak to them for several minutes after this verdict. We've got more of that interview coming up for you tonight on Eyewitness News at 5 o'clock. For now, we're live outside of the courthouse. Janine Reyes, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.